day of the move was one of my most difficult days ever. That whole week was hard. It wasn't so much at that point the emotional loss of the house, it was just all the physical and logistical things involved. Do you remember the Street of Dreams homes? I think they had these around the country. And this was like late 80s, early 90s, where these basically sort of mega luxury mansions were being built at the time. They'd have these home tours on these streets called Street of Dreams, and I think they called them different things around the country. But you could pay a ticket price, and you got on these shuttles, and you toured these homes. When my ex-husband and I started dating, I took him on a Street of Dreams tour. And I had been on many of these. They had them, I want to say, every year for a while in the Seattle area. And I took him on this tour, and we looked at these amazing homes. And I remember him saying to me, you need to stop going on these tours because you're going to be sad. You're never going to live in a home like that. Well, the home we ended up buying, the one that we sold when we got divorced, was originally a Street of Dreams home. So yes, it was 10 years after it was built, but I did get my Street of Dreams home. But what really made it the dream home is we had a designer, Fabian Bohr, who is a master builder, and he designed and remodeled the first floor. It's a 2-floor house, the first floor, and it had so much of my personality in it and the colors I like, art that I picked. And he had just drawn up these beautiful designs for our second floor, which really focused actually on the master bathroom, because he knows he and I got to know each other. He knew I loved hair and makeup and all the girly stuff, and he knew I loved clothes and fashion. And so the second floor was kind of like, okay, this is Shari's dream closet. I think we even did something like had like a hair washing bowl in it so I could get blowouts at home, and a separate makeup station, because I know it really bothered him that my makeup was everywhere in the bathroom. And it had enough room for me to hang everything I had. He even had measured out how many dresses do I own, how many pairs of shoes, and all of this stuff. We had that all drawn up, and actually pretty luckily we didn't go through with it, because that would have been a lot of money put in that we would have never recouped back. But, you know, it was my dream home, and it was being made, at least externally, as kind of my dollhouse. You want your house to sell fast, right? You don't want it to be on the market for very long. And we had some logistical matters with the house. So yes, we needed to sell the house fast, but it sold in 3 days, which was almost too fast. I mean, our real estate agent, Jen Cameron of the agency, was phenomenal and got our house ready to sell. The only problem with that was by that point, my ex-husband was pretty much checked out. I mean, he showed up, he responded, he came and did a few things around the house that needed to be done when they needed to be done. But I was the one there. I was the one with the two dogs. My kids were coming home from college breaks. And so I had three of us, the two dogs. Things were landing on me. I remember the day the movers came to move this house, and it was a large house, and everything was going into my rental. We had gotten a couple of pods, and he had put his items in a pod, he being my ex-husband. I had items in the pod, but everything else, like the furniture, big stuff, it was all going to my rental property. So I had to rent a property that was large enough to have enough storage for our family home and would allow my two dogs, which are big Labrador dogs, in it, and have enough bedrooms for me and the two kids, which wasn't an easy task, especially because at that point I hadn't taken a paycheck and I didn't have maintenance. That whole week was hard. It wasn't so much at that point the emotional loss of the house, it was just all the physical and logistical things involved. Anyway, fast forward, I found a rental. I have my hand on my head because I'm remembering the day the movers were there. They were at the old house, and I remember just going into a closet and putting my hands over my face and just sobbing. And it wasn't the emotion of losing the house. It was just the pure exhaustion. I was exhausted. And I remember at various parts, the neighbors, or not the neighbors, the movers, see me cry, and I know they were kind of like, okay, this is going to be a long day. And it was a long day. We ended up finally at the rental house. We were all exhausted. I actually broke out my good bottle of tequila and poured us all shots and ordered myself and the movers a bunch of pizza to eat because we were exhausted. And okay, at that point, again, not going to throw anyone under the bus, but let's just say I had to end up paying for the whole move, which that night, that was not the plan. So that was really, really messy. From there till buying the house in Dallas, I just have kind of been trying to downsize and unpack and go through things. Oh, forgot to add, my mom had died the year I filed for divorce, and I had 2 weeks to move her out of her retirement home because the place that she lived, she died it was in February, and I knew she would not want to pay an extra month's rent. So I made sure I moved everything out very quickly. And so I had all of her stuff too in this new rental place to go through. Flash forward 20 months, and guess what? I closed on my house in Dallas this week. Flew back last night to this rental because I have to wrap up a few things here in Seattle, but hey, I'm a homeowner now in Texas. This week brought up a few emotions that I did not expect. So we're gonna go take a few days back and watch me in Dallas. So closing on my house tomorrow at 10 a.m. if I get to Dallas. My daughter and I have been hanging out in the Delta Lounge all day. We're going on a 9.5-hour delay. We were supposed to land in Dallas around 3 o'clock, and now we're landing past midnight, 12:30 if they don't change it again. I finally did a little shopping out here because I'm worried that my bags won't make it, so I went to MAC to get like a few basics, just in case I don't look completely awful if my bags don't make it. I actually got certified during the pandemic as a makeup artist, so let's see what magic I can do tomorrow. Okay, wish us luck. Hopefully we can make it. It's hard to miss Seattle when you can't leave. So it's about 3 a.m. Dallas time. We were supposed to land at 3:30 p.m., but it's actually the day of signing, 3 a.m., and just got to the hotel room. We had about a 10.5-hour delay in Seattle, and by the time we got to the rental car facility, it was closed, so I had to stand in another line and go through that whole process. I have to be honest, I'm feeling pretty defeated right now. I've been thinking about a lot of different things. Even, this house, there's so many reasons for me to buy this home and why this home makes sense to me right now. And it's tough though. It really is tough because it's a lot different than my other home. It's a lot different. So there's an ego hit, but it's also a smart financial decision I made because when I was first looking for houses, I was looking for something double the cost of what I'm going to sign for tomorrow. But, there's a lot going through my head. And after today's travel and this being the start of being here in Dallas, as excited I've been, and as I've said, doors keep opening, I'm feeling pretty defeated right now. But let me just get those 2 or 3 hours of sleep tonight, and tomorrow will be a new day. Yeah. Okay, I'm signing my last page after signing. I don't know how many times did I sign my name.
What is that? Maybe like 80 ago?
80 times? So this is it. This is the last one. Okay, it feels real now.
Thank you.
Okay, this is crazy. Do you hear the song? This is Kelly Clarkson's Stronger. I've just signed all my closing documents for my house, leaving the title company. This song, when I checked in 2018, January 2018, for my double mastectomy surgery after my breast cancer diagnosis, when I checked in for the surgery, that song was playing from the computer of the receptionist who was checking me in. And it's just kind of crazy. Before surgery, that was the song that I heard. After signing my closing documents, that's the song on the radio. I don't know. Okay.
Cheers. Congratulations. Cheers.
So closed on my house today. Everything went as planned. I'm so thankful for my real estate agent, Janelle. She's been absolutely amazing. Yesterday, after a 10.5-hour delay in SeaTac, Seattle's airport, got to the hotel by 3 a.m. and I was done. Buying this new house in this new place that was very different than my own triggered something in me yesterday or this last week. I never really mourned selling my old house, and I don't think I mourned the idea of losing what I thought my life was going to be. It's not that it was going to be better. Honestly, I feel like this is going to be better. But that being said, I was reminded this morning, I reminded myself that sadness, grief, loss, and happiness and joy, they can coexist. And so I was experiencing both at the same time, kind of the loss of the life I had, but the joy and excitement about the life I'm going to have. And the salesperson here in this development, Gwen, she brought me this day and met me here along with Janelle and Janelle's daughter, Emma. And everyone's just been so lovely. Janelle brought nothing but bud cakes. My daughter, while I was looking at the home and closing and everything, she toured Dallas or explored Dallas on her own for a bit and absolutely loved it. She even made a friend when she was out because people here are friendly. At least that's been my experience. Really happy about this, and came back and unpacked a few things. It's feeling like mine. It really feels like mine. Furniture gets delivered. Well, it's going to be about a month. I ordered everything's kind of new here, so super happy. Okay, cheers. And thankfully, Janelle knew exactly what to buy, because what I've learned is you can have your cake and eat it too. Nothing but cake. Good. Goes good with champagne too. Cheers. I did it. I don't know if there's been a time in my life I've ever been so proud of myself. I really did it. I can do hard things. We could do hard things. You can do hard things. The next step is actually physically moving there, but man, I can't wait. And I'd love to know any of your tips for moving to a new place, starting community, any of your tips. And also let me know what you want to see, what might be of interest if you're thinking of moving to a new city or a new place. What would be helpful to you to watch me try to navigate? If you like this, please subscribe and journey along with me, share with your friends. And I'll see you later, y'all. Did that sound Texas? I'll work on it. I did it.